So your style's really, really unique, and I've never heard anything like it. Probably because I don't know, I don't think I've listened to anything like that. Um, so I was just wondering, like, what inspired you to have a style that's as unique as that?
Yeah. Well, um, I've always loved like the music of the '70s. I just kind of always have, because I think it's really eclectic. There's so many different styles that were in that time. Um, the Moody Blues, to Jimi Hendrix, to all Al Green, all over the place. And so it was a bit more. I guess it was just a little more musically and instrumentally driven then, and that's what I really love. So my style has really kind of been an evolution of not just my own playing and my own songwriting, but also just working with other musicians that are, bringing something totally different to the table. And I like to put people together that don't necessarily, they wouldn't typically play with one another. I'm just kind of see what happens. And so that's kind of the way all took place.
And what about your lyric writing? What inspires you to write the way you do?
At all times, it's just about being authentic, but that can take on different. I guess it can. Sometimes it's a biographic story. There's something that happened to me or that I experienced, and so I write about that. And I do like poetry a lot, so I try to write a little bit more in prose than I do. I guess what we consider like typical pop style. Slightly more complicated words occasionally, just because I like it. Yeah. But then there's also a great deal of lyricism that just comes from almost something that I would want to experience. That I can see what someone else went through, and though I may not have done it myself or had felt that heartache or pain or whatever, I would like to put myself in their shoes, and so I write from the perspective of what would it feel like.
And now I'm going to ask you a couple questions about your project because I looked at your
Yeah.
website and I think it's really incredible, like what you're trying to do in the first place. And I just want to know a little bit about that, like, and how it works.
Yeah, yeah. So it came about at about a year ago. I heard Adam Braun speak, and he was actually teaching or kind of speaking at a dental conference in Orlando. Both my wife and I are dentists, and we're in Orlando. At the time, I was just, I was a musician, doing my thing on the side, kind of more as a hobby. But when I heard him speak, I was just really inspired. I love what he was doing, and I like to do mission dentistry. You're going to go set up a clinic somewhere. My wife and I've been to a couple different places, and so when I saw his, the wheels just started turning. I thought, my gosh, it'd be so cool to be able to work with someone like that in the capacity of music, and so I tried to figure out how those would work together. And through many different people and talking to lots of really great minds, we kind of formulated the plan of at least reaching out to the charity and seeing if they'd be willing to kind of partner with us. And it's that idea of mobilization. If you can get enough people on board with something, even if their part is small, that you might just be able to elicit a fairly massive change. So that was the hope, and we'll see what happens. Yeah.
So, how does it work? So, you're releasing a song and then it's there for 40 days. I read that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, so you just get like donations from people who are buying like the song to listen to it? Like, is that how it works? Or,
Yeah, so what we'll basically do is we're gonna, because it's not gonna be on iTunes
yeah.
and it won't be streaming. What we're gonna do is everything will be hosted on the website, but we're gonna frame it similar to what iTunes will do. You get a 1 minute clip of the song. You get to say, "Hey, do I like the song? Would I want to buy it?" So we'll have that, and it'll be 1 minute clip of the song, as well as the actual music video. So you get to watch it and see it, and listen to it. And if you like it after that, then it's real easy. You click the button, get the architects, and it'll take you to the purchasing page. And then it's up to you. The suggested asking price is $1.49, but where obviously if people really feel moved by the project, they can purchase it for more, donate for more. And the other, like the scarcity sort of thing, that 40 days, is a super strange and scary thing to do. But I like, not that I necessarily grew up in this time, but I do have a vinyl player, two of them, and I love the rarity of music when you're listening to a vinyl. Like, you get 3 to 4 songs on a side, you got to flip it over. It's a bit more of a process. It's a little more beautiful, and I think you hold music more precious when you can't just flip through your phone and stop a song halfway and go to something else completely. So the idea is to only have it for 40 days, so that those that get it, awesome. Those that don't, have to wait till next time.
Yeah.
So.
And what about the music video? Is that done now, and like it'll be released at the same time?
Yeah, it's all done. We're basically holding off everything until the actual like moment of release. So the trailer, we have a trailer up there now, and we're doing a few tweaks on it here and there. But the actual 1-minute clip that people will see will actually be the video, and not a trailer. So that'll be up at 2:55 on Tuesday, May 5th. Mm-hmm.
And so, performance-wise, like, do you perform often, or?
I'm different in that way too. I like to perform, I do, but I really enjoy performing smaller venues for smaller groups of people. Just always have. Would I be open to performing on a bigger stage? I mean, yeah, I think it for sure. Everyone would love to do that, but I don't think the performance is my main passion. It's not the thing that really like gets me, that I'm striving for. I honestly don't care as much for that, if you will, that fame side of things. I really do desire just that, for this to take off, for the project to be something that motivates people, and I think hopefully makes musicians, artists, and listeners know that you can do a different way, that you can do music responsibly, that there's a lot we can do with such a common language, that's kind of not being done right now. So.
And how long did it take you to like work on this like whole idea and get it into motion?
That's a very good question. It's been, full force, about 6 months. Day and night, after work, putting things together, making phone calls, emails. But I'd say the initial structure was probably about 9 to 12 months ago that really started coming into being. Although, as life always has it, so much of what kind of happens to you beforehand, people that you meet, is all part of that process, So I've been playing guitar for 17 years and songwriting for about 13 of those. And it's just now kind of coming into this place, after a long time, it seems like. So.
And what would you say that your biggest challenge has been with the whole thing?
Staying balanced. Yeah. It's difficult sometimes because I'm working full time. It really is that daytime job funding nighttime dream at this point. I think the reality is, when you have a really good idea, and you have a good heart, you really have to have a great plan to make it happen. And that is not, it's not easy. It's hard work. And so to do full-time work and to still spend time with my family and still do music right and reach out to people, staying balanced is hard.
Well, those are actually all my questions. So if you have anything else that you want to add, or anything you want to ask me, then.
No, I think those are fantastic questions, and I do really appreciate you, taking the time to blog about this. And as soon as you post it up, we'll send everyone your way, which will start to be a lot more as the release actually comes. So.
Well, good luck with your project, and I'll be letting everyone know about it as well, because I think that it's something that is a really, really great idea, and I think that a lot of people would want to be part of it. as much as I do.
Hey, that's awesome, Taz. I do. I really appreciate it a ton. One thing, actually, I will add, we haven't posted this up yet because we're kind of waiting, but I feel like as a result of you being kind of the one of the first to really reach out and say, "Hey, I like this idea. We'll give you this." We're gonna have a contest, a pretty awesome contest where Pencils of Promise. Every time they build a school, two people get to go on a donor trip. It can be any two people involved in the project and go to the site and actually see the school either being built or having been built and meet the kids and the community and the whole shebang. And we are going to fund that trip for whoever shares the most. So there'll be kind of like almost like a Groupon link at the end when you buy a song. You can share it on your social media, and it'll be a unique link to you. So whoever basically gets the most people to buy through their link and come to the page, they get to go on the donor trip. So
that makes just everything more amazing.
So yeah, that's we haven't said anything to anyone about that yet, so you're the first.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and I'll be in touch with you.